All right, everyone, welcome in. Memorial Day, the kickoff of summer. Oh my God, I love it here in Wisconsin. It's like 58 degrees. Just so it hasn't. It's kickoff the summer for us for sure. If it's going to get to 60. Look, this week I want to talk to you guys about something that I've been hearing a lot of recently, and it's just the concept is that people be able to do everything. So in a dealership sense, I talked about it last week on the marketing show. Sales managers being marketers. Is that fair to assume they can? That's two different skill sets. Is it fair to assume that they can do that? But what's also come to me recently, as being an entrepreneur, I have been doing this a long time, and so I am consulted by friends, family, work associates, whatever, based on ideas and concepts they have or things they're doing or whatever. I'm fortunate I get to hear and see a lot of cool different ideas and things that are working in the world and whatever else. But here's what I'm finding when we talk about entrepreneurship and we talk about it in sort of a solopreneurship sort of environment, right? So like take your massage therapists, your hairstylists, that group of individual humans, right? And when they go out on their own, and we're seeing this now with young people. And I trust me, I love entrepreneurship. Like I said, I've been doing it north of 15 years. I'm a humongous fan of all of it. Though I would tell you that it takes more than just a knowledge of your industry to be able to go out on your own. It takes connections. It takes processes. It takes organization. It takes a lot of different things. And as someone who started out as a solopreneur, I can tell you that it's cool if you can stay within the box of your time and your hours being your opportunity to monetize. That was the rub for me. That's where I got worn out by the idea because ultimately I didn't want that to have to be the case all the time. So I got into a different sort of mindset, which was if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to do this with a team, with people. Because being an entrepreneur is more than just having an idea. You have to be able to execute, and normally that takes other people. All right. So just because someone is something doesn't automatically mean they can be something else. Growing up in the car business as I did alongside the digital growth of the industry, we were IT people, we were marketers, we were managers, we were website people, we were all those things. So all of us who grew up in that phase, we kind of got that. But now people who didn't necessarily have to grow up with that, but have seen how technology and more importantly in today's world, AI has influenced what they do, how they operate. I think people look again at entrepreneurship and they say, well, if I don't know the answer, I'll just ask ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever, and I'll get my answers. I'll be fine. Maybe. And maybe the entrepreneurial landscape changes in the next couple of years because of AI. Maybe. But then again, maybe it doesn't because it's still between the ears. You still have to be able to understand how to speak to the AI to get out of it what you want. Now, see, I have a team of designers who use AI. If I turned on AI and tried to make the same design, we wouldn't end up in the same places, right? So there is still a bit of individualism to the whole AI thing. But being an entrepreneur is all about creating and trying and failing and winning and losing and all these things. But they come with a way of doing it together. But just because you know how to be a PT doesn't mean you know how to be a PT on your own, run a business, have books, deal with accountants, deal with taxes, deal with appointments, deal with insurance. I mean, do you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of these things. And so let's just always keep in mind, just because we have a BDC manager doesn't mean that they're also a marketing director. And if we do expect that of them, What exactly have we given them as the tools to succeed in this atmosphere? And how are we making it better for them? Because again, I use the example, of hairstylists. You're a hairstylist. That's what you do. Just because you understand how to style hair doesn't mean you know how to run a business. Now, you guys have heard me say this a bunch of times on this show. One of the most insulting things that I can hear as a human is somebody looking at me and saying, well, you have a business, so can I. Now, that might be because I make it look fucking easy sometimes. Maybe that is why. Or maybe it's just because people are that naive to think that being your own boss is as easy as I or any other entrepreneur who's successful makes it look. It's more than that. It's a mindset. And as sales managers at dealerships who are forced into being marketers. Now, look, I'm not asking sales managers to give me a theme. All I need is what units are you most focused on moving? What is the money and offer attached to them? And let me go roll. And that should be the relationship. But so often we put too much on people, expecting them to be more because they are already something. It isn't fair. And you don't yield the results you're looking for long term, at least in my opinion. So what's best to do is to align people with skill set and ability and a little bit of desire. I won't lie to you. You got to have a good little bit of desire to want to get involved here. If you do, then that's how we succeed together, working at it together. And that's how I've been able to find a way as an entrepreneur. We're 13 years in it here at CarBiz. And the team has grown exponentially in the last 3 years, more than it did the previous decade. Because I am long game, slow Sean. I'm looking to do this for as long as humanly possible. And in order to do so, you have to evolve and change as you come with things and bring people with you. And just because I have a talented social media director doesn't mean he wants to run his own business. One of our first CRM, done better analyst hire. First thing she told me when I talked to her, hey, not interested in being my own boss. Okay, then I'll make it as close to you being your own boss with all the fun parts and shit you get to do without you actually being it. Ain't that gonna be fun? And I think she's really appreciated. I think she's really come into her own. And I think that's great. And that's what I'm trying to do here. We don't do this as anybody else. Normal people do it. We run super lean. We run fairly hands-off. We trust people with what we've given them. We have deadlines. That's how we work together. That's how we get shit done. But it's aligning people's skill sets that makes us efficient. So just think about that, my friends, as you enjoy your Memorial Day, and I hope that you do that. Get out there, enjoy that, and join me next week as we come in, and I believe, if the calendar serves me correctly, we're kicking off June with yet another fun 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. Have a great rest of your May. Enjoy your holiday and be safe.